Hi guys, it's Hannah and welcome back to a game of Fangs and Thrones. Now today I'm going to be doing my December TBR. I will be pulling it out of the box as usual, but there are two books that are not in the TBR jar that I do want to read. The first one is A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Camera. I did pull this out of the TBR jar when I had finished the first the four or five that I had picked up for last month. So I just picked another one out when I finished it. So I'm about halfway, I would say. Really enjoying it. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, following Prince Ren, who is our beast, and Harper, who is our gallant princess, coming to save the day. But what I like about this one is Harper has cerebral palsy, and I'm not an Own Voices reviewer for this book, but I do have a disability. I have a disability and a condition. First, the disability that I have is dyspraxia, which can affect my coordination, my memory, fine motor skills, things of that nature. And then the condition I have is joint hypermobility syndrome, which is just how it sounds on the tin. My joints are hypermobile, and that can cause pain. So it is. I can see how and why people love Harper, and it is valid love. She has cerebral palsy, and I don't know about the rep, how good that rep is, but on the disability side, with a body that doesn't want to always do, doesn't want to work in the way that you need it to, and pain conditions, it's spot on. Again, I can't talk for cerebral palsy, but in terms of conditions, the rep is good. It's there. So I'm hoping to finish this soon. And the other book is a reread. It's a bit of a yearly tradition at this point, and that is Hogfather by Terry Pratchett. With this one, it is the night before Christmas in Discworld. And with this one, we follow Death, who is a 6-foot talking skeleton, he is the why can't I say it? He's the personification of death. But in this one, we also have the Sandman, the Tooth Fairy, and the big one, Hogfather, who is Discworld's version of Father Christmas. Now, in this story, Hogfather, I should say, the Hogfather goes missing, and it is up to Susan, who is Death's adopted granddaughter, and she has inherited some of the more familial traits, shall we say. Genetics means nothing in Discworld. But then we follow that, and then we also, because this is told in multi-perspective, it's a multi-perspective book, we also follow Teatami, not Tea Time, Teatami, who is the one trying to capture and kill and dispose of the Hogfather. And it's very, very funny, dark in places, but the humour matches it, perfect for the Christmas season. So we'll get on to the book. And someone on the last TBR commented that this was a lovely tin. I'll show you close up. It's from either Fairy Loot or Illumicrate. Can't remember which one. I think it's Fairy Loot. And it says, "We hunt the flame, the light in the darkness, the good this world deserves" by Hafsa Faisal, which is a quote from We Hunt the Stars, which is somewhere on these shelves. As I have, oh, there it is, because I have read that one. So we'll pick. So I've got 2 books already. So we'll pick 3, unless they are chunky, and then we'll go from there. So the first one, if I can get it open, is When Only an Indecent Duke Will do, and that is a Kindle book, and I believe that is a Regency historical fiction romance. So I should get through that one fairly quick, I would say. The Kindle normally get through those quick. Then we have Girl, Serpent, Thorn by Melissa Bashir-Doust, I want to say. And it's right up at the top with the bees. So that's 2. Next one is Batman Nightwalker, which is one of the books in the DC Legend origin stories. So I'll go get those. If you just bear with me there. Okay, so we have the books. So I'll just quickly tell you who wrote the romance. Was When Only an Indecent Duke Will Do was by Tammy Anderson, and I will admit that I only downloaded it because it was free. I didn't do that a lot on Kindle. So we have that one. I'll just quickly turn that off to save the battery. Then these two I've already talked about. Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Camera, and I might finish this before the end of the month, which I doubt because it is Saturday the 28th of November now. So then the books I want to start are Hogfather. Then we have Girl, Serpent, Thorn by Melissa Bashir-Doust. This was one of the Fairy Loot. This was a Fairy Loot book with the different cover. But basically all I know about this one is that it is a Persian inspired fairy tale mythology book. Now I'll just read the synopsis first. So there was and there was not, as all stories begin, a princess cursed to be poisonous to the touch, but for Soraya, who has lived her life hidden away from everyone apart from her family, safe only in her gardens, it's not just a story. As the day of her twin brother's wedding approaches, Soraya must decide if she's willing to step outside of the shadows for the first time. Below in the dungeon is a demon who holds the knowledge that she craves, the answer to her freedom. And above is a young man who isn't afraid of her, whose eyes linger not with fear but with an understanding of who she is beneath the poison. Soraya thought she knew her place in the world, but when her choices lead to consequences she never imagined, she begins to question who she is and who she is becoming, human or demon, princess or monster. And I do believe that Soraya is bisexual. There is a female love interest and also a male love interest, and I just can't get over how pretty this cover is. I have heard good things about this one, and to be honest, even if I hadn't, I would still read it because why not? And then the last book on the official TBR is Batman Nightwalker by Marie Lu. Before there was Batman, there was Bruce Wayne. An impulsive act on his 18th birthday sentences him to community service at the infamous Arkham Asylum, home to the city's most dangerous and deadly criminals. Amongst them is Madeline Wallace, a brilliant killer, and Bruce's only hope to save Gotham from its new menace, the Nightwalkers. But can Madeline be trusted, or is this all part of her plan to destroy the city forever? And then it just says you don't need superpowers to be a superhero. So, yep, I do like a good superhero origin story. So, can I do the thing? Let's do the thing. Ta-da! We have the thing. So, yeah, this is what I'm hoping to read in the month of December. So, comment down below what you think of these books, if you've read them, and what your plans are for this month, and I'll see you in the next one.